You know, the worst, if you ask me, appears to have happened to the university community in this country following the declaration of a 2-week warning strike by the Joint Action Committee of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SSANU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union, NASU. Now, the two bodies are aligning with the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU, over the unresolved issues with the federal authorities, which has grounded academic and administrative activities in the country's public universities. Now, the two unions are hatching plans to present their own preferred mode of payment, the University Peculiar Personnel Payroll System, UPPPS. Well, there's always room to disagree and blame, just as there's always room to take new perspectives. Crippling the tertiary environment, Jide, if you ask me, is dangerous.
Yes, and as I've said repeatedly, strike appears to be the only language that the government understands. So workers continue to use what ought to be the last resort as, in fact, the weapon of first resort. If ASUU are on strike and SSANU and NASU, that's non-academic staff union, and the senior staff union, also stay away, then who will be in the universities to work? So what these guys are trying to do, because some of the demands that ASUU had been making over the years, if those demands are taken on board by the government, it will also benefit these guys. For example, the issue of earned allowances. ASUU had been clamoring for earned allowances to be paid. They too, these non-academic workers had also been angling for it. ASUU wants state universities. ASUU is against the proliferation of state universities because those state universities are largely underfunded. This, guys, is also part of their demand. ASUU has demanded for the renegotiation of the 2009 agreement. SSANU is also demanding for renegotiation of the same 2009 agreement. SSANU is concerned about the usurpation of non-academic positions by VCs. In any case, while academic staff heads universities being an academic environment, they don't want a situation in which they will now be treated like lepers, like sweet wrap on the floor. They want equal. They want to be treated with dignity. They want to be treated with respect. They don't want VCs to continue to take actions that undermine their interests, that undermine their positions within the university environment. While ASUU wants an alternative to IPPIS, and ASUU came up with UTAS, the University Transparency Accountability Solution. They too, SSANU has also come up with its own alternative to IPPIS, which in their own view sits well or is in line with, it is designed to take cognizance of the peculiar academic environment that universities are. So they are basically singing from the same hymnal with ASUU on a number of issues. So it's like you are on strike. Some of the things that you are fighting for, I also think that it makes sense to fight for those things. Therefore, they are also going on strike. You're looking like solidarity or by way of complementing the efforts of ASUU. Because if ASUU succeeds, they will also benefit from it. The other day when government said it was going to share this end academic allowance between them and ASUU, there were protests. Well, ASUU fed up, but we were the ones who went on strike. So this time around, they too have decided that, okay, we'll go on strike. And one thing that pains me is they had issued this warning a long time ago. Again, we did not respond. So now if we fail to respond and they then decide to go on a strike, who do we blame? We've got to blame ourselves at the end of the day.
GKB, but there are three things here.
Okay.
UTAS or UTAS, ASUU, UPPPS, SSANU, and IPPIS, government. So who is afraid of what? If you understand the dynamics.
Everybody's coming up with their own mode of payment that they think is best for their members. And nobody's completely right or wrong. I think what we needed to do is what the ASUU guys have said. Let's do a system that will make the universities function properly. Because the one the government has brought has made it extremely difficult to even move across universities. Don't forget, most of these lecturers also teach at other universities.
Oh yeah.
Now they cannot get money doing that. They cannot even employ a driver without going back to the Ministry of Education to get whatever they think they want. So the challenge we have here is that, personally, I'm not a big fan of the Trade Union Act of 1977. I think whoever did that has an idea that Nigeria is one.
It was the military administration. So,
well, because right now I think we've outgrown all these nomenclatures.
Yeah.
Everybody should be able to do things accordingly.
The federal government says the UTAS has failed an integrity test.
And they are bringing on the UPPSRT or whatever.
Yeah.
But lecturers are saying this does not work for us. The administrators, who are also lecturers, also say this is not working for us. So there are people are not bringing on their own ideas.
No way the IPPIS can work for the university system, because some of the things that happen in the university system, like
cross-border
teachers going even to universities abroad on sabbatical, or visiting lecturers and all that, they will not be captured by IPPIS. The IPPIS only sees you as a staff of one university and
pay you accordingly,
and no more than that one university. So in the past, lecturers came from abroad to come and teach here,
and we go there,
and they will go back. So how you have a system that will not be able to pay those people, recognize those people, and pay them for the time that they are here?
And this system of teachers crisscrossing, is universal.
Yes.
It's all over the world.
Yes.
So why the problem here?
Even my own, one of my own senior lecturers, the one who supervised my project, he had another lecturer who was supervising him for his doctoral thesis.
Yeah.
And that lecturer came from UI. Just like we have younger universities than UI, there were very senior lecturers who come from UI to teach in those younger universities. Bring up those other people. So if you have a system that does not recognize them, if in your house now you feel that you need you needed a gardener, you can't employ a gardener on your own. It will not be captured by IPPIS. It's really, and come to think of it, some of the taxes that these lecturers now have to live with were not there some years back. So lecturers are earning lower than they were earning 13 years ago. That's why a lot of them are against this. They tell you that what you earn today may not be what you earn tomorrow. So you can't even be sure of what's coming.
Sorry. I kept Gabriel at Otta waiting. Gabe, I'm sorry. Let's thank you for your patience. You're on air now. Welcome.
Very good evening to you, citizens.
Yeah.
Uncle Jide, how you doing?
I'm fine, oh, I greet you.
Uncle GKB, how you doing?
I'm good. Are you?
Well, sir, I quickly want to make a contribution with respect to the just proposed convention of the
APC.
Of APC. I think, like Yorubas used to say, I want to beg the political leadership of our country. So please help us to be setting our records straight, so that we can begin to get things right for God's sake. I am quite aware of a whole lot of people who are members of the APC. So I can tell you, find out don't find out. There is no one member of the APC in that national estate. Not one of the CPC in that national.
Yeah. Gabriel, thank you very kindly. Thank you. Again, the issues would come up for debate, and the debate would continue. That's our job, is to provoke those debates. All right. So, yeah, GKB, in all of this dogfight between the federal government and the teaching
university system,
the students are taking bearing the brunt.
That's the lacuna, really, because people keep complaining. Just this morning, a report came out that said that we spent about $2.6 billion exporting for educating our children abroad. And this captured everywhere, from Togo to Ghana to Canada. And I now wonder, where does that kind of money come from? And it's far more, if you translate it now, to the money needed for us to solve this problem.
Fix those schools.
So that's the irony we face. We keep creating problems when we know the solution is clear-cut. The first thing, of course, is to give them autonomy. Let every school run on its own. Harvard has no government funding at all. None. It's the best university in the world. The one that feeds California, Berkeley, UCLA. Nothing from the government. They are their own, but they supply the best brains to the state of California in the world. Why do we insist on holding on to an anachronistic and dead-end idea? Let them flow. This is an academic environment. Let the parent who's willing to pay $300,000 will be willing to pay $2 million for a good school in Lagos or Ibadan for the child to go to. I still don't understand why we insist on holding on to universities, like we insist on holding on to everything else, holding on to power at the center, holding on to security.
We are not getting power now. It's a lot worse now than.
No, in my area we get 2 hours per day.
A friend of mine who used to boast, when I tell them that the fact that you have
mean everybody does.
Doesn't mean that there is improvement across board. He's now complaining. I saw his post on Facebook saying that 2 hours in 24 hours. Okay, he's getting home. He's getting to everybody. The time will come when we will all realize that the unscientific means of determining whether there is improvement in electricity makes no sense.
Yeah.
When you cannot ask yourself, how much are we generating? How much is what's the quantum of power? What's the quantum of power that the transmission company is willing to the discourse to distribute?
Yeah.
Then the discourse, when it gets to them, what is the quantum of power that they are distributing? That is the only way you can know whether there is improvement or not.
Sorry,
because in your own little backyard you have electricity. You now conclude that
Bayo is waiting in Abuja. Bayo, good evening. Welcome. Yes, Bayo, are you there?
Bayo.
Yes, I am there.
Okay then, you are on air.
Yes, thank you. So I want to comment on your point of discussion about the way government is treating the lecturers. And I had a comment of Mr. Ajide. The point about that, because I'm a lecturer too, the point about that issue is that government is not sincere. The promise they made, they are yet to fulfill it. The issue of minimum wage arrears, still now they have not even paid. And this thing is causing problems because they make a lot of promises. talking about the issue of IPs too. You know, what you get this month will be different from what you get next month. So the inconsistency in the payment is the reason why the lecturers are saying they should substitute that IPs for UTAS. So if they are sincere, the lecturers that are fighting will see that, okay, if you don't have money for this, then we can arrange. But this insincerity is what is causing the problem. And that is why the ASUU are on strike. Until they can change their way, then ASUU will see their seriousness. Then everything will be normalized.
Thank you, Bayo. Thank you, Bayo. And Bayo, we wish you well. It's mind-bending to imagine that in 2022 we're still talking about things like this. Thank you.